right, everybody, welcome back. I'm Howie Howard from Mr. Furious Records, joined once again by my friend Cory Kibler. Hey, Cory. Hey.
It's Cory. It's Cory.
It's
hey.
Cory.
Hey, it's me. It's Cory. I'm Cory.
Oh, you fell down a philosophical rabbit hole that's much more interesting than I made it sound the other day, because you had a dream that prompted a question. You emailed me this. You're staring at me like you don't remember this. You emailed me this.
I remember. Yeah.
Okay. It was a dream about Elton John and all kinds of other things, but your question to me was, and I quote, if someone only writes lyrics, does that make them a songwriter? Bernie Taupin calls himself that, and I agree with him in a way. They have a songwriting partnership. However, it might also be said that unless you're writing music or melody or chords, something to do with actual notes, you're not a songwriter, you're a poet, or maybe a lyricist. Not that it's any better or worse. And we're going to have to generate some heat somehow, because my inclination is to agree with you. I think if you take, and I know he would disagree, but I think if you take Bernie Taupin's artistic output, what he's known for mainly, on its own, outside of the partnership, regardless of what he feels like,
Yep.
I feel like we have a name for that, and the name is lyricist or poet.
Yeah.
And it's not anything less than songwriter, but a set of words without any chords or melody, we don't tend to call that a song.
Nope.
So the person who writes them doesn't seem like a songwriter to me.
No. It's weird because if Bernie, and I call him Bernie because we're close, if he called me and he said, today Elton and I got together and wrote a song together, I'd say that's fair.
Yeah,
like,
they're a songwriting team.
Yeah, like
right?
we did that together. We wrote a song together. But if he came over and said he had his lyrics in his hand that he wrote down, said, "Look, I wrote a song," I'd say, "No, you didn't." If he had, like, I don't know how it works. I literally think the way it works is that he literally just writes the words and then gives it to Elton, or like writes, maybe he hears the music first or something like that. Maybe if he has a beat in mind, or a slight melody, or a syncopation, or maybe if he's heard the music first and he's like kind of writing to that, I could maybe call him a little bit more of a songwriter. But I don't think that's the way it works. I think Elton is writing all of the music and all of the melodies and everything. Like, he's arranging it all. He's doing all of that.
That I have not done the deep dive, but that is my understanding as well, is that Bernie hands off words on the page.
Yep.
And Elton does everything else.
Yep.
How could we steelman Bernie's argument a little bit? What's the best case that the person who just puts the words on the page is in fact a songwriter?
Well, the closest I can think of right now is that, okay, I mean, it's tough because...
Let me remind our audience that you went to grad school for this, so we're counting on you.
Thank you. Okay. For our purposes, so obviously there's instrumental music that has nothing to do with lyrics or words, and that is, you can be a songwriter if you are a songwriter if you write those kinds of songs. In pop music, there are almost always lyrics. There might be some exceptions, maybe with Daft Punk or something, but even then they use samples and there are lyrics in there or whatever. So, okay, pop song. Let's say that a pop song has lyrics. If part of that, if the lyrics are missing, like if you listen to Yellow Submarine all of a sudden and there's no lyrics in there and he's just even humming it or something, it would feel like part of the song was missing. That's the closest I can get, I think, to making it seem like the lyrics are an integral part of the song. Because I
think they're integral. I'm not.
Sorry, to the musicality of the song, if that makes sense.
I think we can restrict ourselves to pop songs because that's the form that Bernie and Elton work in, right? So I think it's fair to restrict ourselves to that, and to restrict ourselves to pop songs with lyrics because that's what they produce together. So clearly they are a songwriting team. What they do together is write songs. I don't think there's any reasonable question about that. The question is if you abstract away just the first part of that in their process where Bernie writes the lyrics, does doing that make Bernie alone a songwriter? Yeah, I just can't get there. So let's like but it seems like it's important to him.
It does.
Why would that be?
I think that it's probably, I mean, it probably feels better and more prestigious and respectable to say I'm a songwriter, especially if you're Bernie Taupin, right? Like, I am a songwriter. Elton John and I are songwriting partners. That's like a really big deal. I think it's less exciting to say. So part of it is semantic. It's less exciting to say he writes the songs, I write the lyrics for the songs. The other part of it might have to do with, because after we talked about this, I went on Wikipedia and I read more about how they met and how they worked together. And it started when Elton John went to a record label and said, I can write songs, I can write melodies, but I can't do lyrics. I can't do that part of the song. And they said, and so he auditioned for him and they said no. But they also said, we just had a guy in here that said he's really good at writing lyrics, but he can't write music and he can't sing and all that stuff. So here's his number. And they got together. And I feel like that was when the construction of bands and acts was more like workmanlike or something. Like you'd hire the studio musicians, you'd hire the songwriter, you'd hire the whatever, and then everybody would cover each other's songs and play on each other's records. And like you got paid per track that you cut at Stax Records or whatever it is. And so maybe they thought of it like, here's the recipe to the thing we need. If you have any part in that, then you're helping make the song. And if you're helping make the song, you're considered legally, a songwriter, but also like, morally or something like that, like metaphysically a songwriter.
Yeah, it does feel to me, obviously from a distance, that like status is wrapped up in this somehow. That
for sure,
whatever reason, maybe saying you're a songwriter feels like it has higher status than saying you're a lyricist. I don't feel that way myself, but I'm more hung up on accuracy than most people are. So but yeah, my instinct is just like, you hand me a piece of paper with lyrics on it, but no music, and no music has been written yet. We don't call that a song. No,
that's not a song, dog. Like I think it's fair for him to say, I have contributed to the song, or without, me, Tiny Dancer wouldn't be the song that it is.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true. They're a songwriting team. He I had another one, a real positive one lined up in mind, and now it's slipped away, but yeah, I mean, I guess in my world you'd have a lyricist and a composer. Elton would be a composer.
Yeah.
And together they'd be a songwriting team.
Yeah.
And you could that puts them on more equal footing.
It does. And actually that makes me feel a little bit better about it, because I feel like like, I didn't bring it up because I wanted to like dunk on Bernie Taupin, but I just felt when he said when he referred to himself,
a much more successful songwriter than either of us have been. To be clear,
yeah, and really good at it, like good, amazing lyrics. And I think that they do contribute to like the right
the love tonight.
On the other hand, too, okay, I was thinking about this. What if they were working on a song, and so Bernie gives Elton some words. Elton writes the song, and he does the melody and the lyrics and all that stuff, and he shows it to Bernie, and Bernie's like, what if you waited a beat to sing this syllable? Or what if you went up instead of down on this note or something like that? Would something that small make you more apt to call him a songwriter? Or is he a lyricist who also has suggestions that Elton took?
I don't think having a note on something, but makes you a songwriter. I think when you have a songwriting team, it takes both of them. Isn't that kind of the point? Is that in this case, and I'm sure at some point in his life, Elton John has written some lyrics and Bernie Taupin has written some music, and maybe that's all he means is that, like, you know, before I met Elton John, I wrote a song, and that makes me a songwriter, and I suppose it does. But sort of taking the like not historical like sort of taking the cartoon version of their partnership, where Bernie has only ever written lyrics and Elton has only ever written music and arranged the lyrics. I think the accurate way to describe it is they're a songwriting team. It takes both of them to produce a song. Therefore, neither of them are songwriters individually.
Yeah. Well, pop songwriters, certainly. Because, like,
pop songwriters, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Cartoon version, again.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm down with that. I like where you landed. I think that works great. Because, like, it doesn't work without both of them. And I'll give Bernie that all day long.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what they're famous for.
Yep.
And that's what their success is based on. And maybe that kind of, and this actually feels kind of right to me, maybe his whole deal is just wanting to be taken as an equal partner.
It's totally it. That's gotta be it, right? Like more than just prestige, just like solo prestige, like this is who I am. But just, he's not the one on the album covers. He's not the one on stage. He's not the one getting knighted. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's just kind of like, that's kind of his way of like reminding people that, like, I may be the guy with the pen, but I helped a lot.
Yeah. And the little, does he wear the little glasses?
He's got tiny... to. He has to. He probably wears a pince nez.
Upon snake.
Here come that pince snake. Here come that Bernie. Hissing ass Bernie.
I had to do a snake noise because I don't know what a pince is.
A pince nez? I'll text it to you.
Okay. Is it safe for work?
Oh, it totally is.
Okay.
And it doesn't, if you've read it, it looks like Prince Nez.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm real bad with things with knowing how to pronounce things I've only read.
Yeah, they're those little glasses that clip to the bridge of your nose.
Oh, okay, without the sidebars.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we landed it. I think it's about the equality within the partnership. It's not about songwriting per se. Right.
Or like trying to flex something he's not. Because I mean, it's not like I felt that. It's not like I was like, Bernie, you're full of shit. It was more like, I don't know if I would agree with you in that specific term.
It's just an interesting definition type of language question. And
we solved it.
Yeah, thank you, University of Nebraska Philosophy Department.
Yeah. It got there.
You can shut it down now. We solved it. We did it.
Yep.
That was fun. Thank you, Cory.
Yep.
We'll have you back again relatively soon in the new spot. Listeners, I'm hoping maybe to have Approach on next week, but not 100% sure. I also, Nate put out a record that's really good, and I need to, with the move and everything, I haven't gotten it scheduled, but I will be scheduling a pod with Nate, and we'll do a long play for his new record and give it a good listen. So I'll just go ahead and link to that because it's out, so you can get ahead. So maybe Approach, maybe Nate, maybe a surprise next week on Dat Fury Radio.
Yeah. Get it.
I knew you were going to say that. I didn't know you were going to make that noise.
Navy sheets.
On the Mississippi River.
Everybody's coming on the Mississippi River.
It's got to be a road band.
Yeah. Okay.